Most ground mount solar systems fail underground, not in the panels. Trenching is where projects get delayed, they fail inspections, or cost thousands more than expected. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So if you decide to do it yourself, you can do it safe and cheaper than the solar installer. When you install a ground mount solar system, you need to get the power back to the house or the property where it can connect. And this means trenching. That's a fun activity. Get down dirty into the mud and work with the guys that run excavators. Still have to meet code when we're trenching and install all the conduit and wire to the National Electric Code. Typically, we're going to see PVC conduit underground that's glued to make sure that it stays watertight. Protects the wires from any erosion or freezing and thawing cycles that may stretch or break the wire. Before you dig anything, make sure you call for a locate. It's extremely important that you avoid any buried power lines, natural gas lines, or communication and internet lines. I've pulled them up myself. We know all about it. And it can be fixed. It's not the end of the world, but it's important that you call ahead and file a locate with 811 is in our area, but it's a free service that you can call in as a homeowner or as a contractor if you're doing work for the homeowner. Remember that if you hit or destroy anything that's underground, it is your responsibility. Now, they'll come out and fix it for you so that it's the correct solution, but they will charge you for the cost to come out and repair it. This could be a big expense, especially if you hit a natural gas line or destroy a buried electrical line. But sometimes it can be fixed pretty cheaply. In the past, we've pulled up a propane line, and you call the propane company, of course, turn off the propane and call the propane company and have them come out and fix that line. Make sure that the conduit depth is at least 16 inches to the top of the conduit. So as a rule of thumb, let's put it at 20 inches, sometimes as deep as 24 inches, to make sure that the conduit is below anything that is being dug, like a garden or something like that. A homeowner may naturally pull up grass or try to bury something. Be sure to make sure it's under those depths. It's okay to go deeper. Schedule 40 is the correct PVC width, unless you're going under a road or some type of heavy traffic where you could see a dump truck or an excavator driving over it. And there we will use schedule 80 and plan on going a little bit deeper because it'll avoid that compression, because we don't want that PVC to get cracked, which will allow water to get in there, and eventually that wire will corrode and stop working. It'll have to be dug back up and repulled, which can be done. It's not the end of the world, just costs money, frustration, and time. The 811 locate can be a problem if you don't give the correct description. Calling in for a locate means that you have to correctly describe the property's location, and just giving them an address isn't enough. They're looking for GPS locations, Latin longitude possibly, and then they would really like to have the location that you're digging marked in white. I have had 2 issues with this. One time they went to the wrong location and marked where we weren't even working, so we ended up pulling up an internet line, which was fairly innocent, but it was because they went to the wrong location. I've had others where they actually go to the correct property, but they only mark let's say the house instead of the shop. So we have to call back again. These requests take at least 2 business days. So you have to call ahead to make sure you give yourself at least 2 business days, and there's no way to expedite it or try and speed it up. So making sure that you give the description of the accurate location is the best way to make sure that your trenching goes on time and as expected. Ground mount solar systems are obviously above ground so that the solar can get to the sun, and building that structure can be built out of wood, metal, or any type of other racking so that the solar panels sit on there. But make sure you're installing to a wind loading. This is really important that the array passes the wind loading, because it's possible that the array would be damaged or blow away with a gust of wind. Here in Montana, over the last several months, we've seen wind speeds from 60 all the way to almost 100 miles an hour. And those wind gusts will destroy a ground mount if it's not installed correctly to a plan set. So the installer, or if you're doing it yourself, you need to make sure that this is properly wind loaded. And most plan sets have an uplift. So when the wind blows really hard, it actually pulls that array up out of the ground. So making sure that the array won't blow away is really important. And the trenching needs to, I think most people can build a ground mount out of wood or some structure. I see them sometimes and it is cheaper, but the professionals install these ground mounts to be industrial strength. These things are so much stronger and designed and engineered. The two different types that we install are Iron Ridge ground mount racking systems, which is a combination of purchased equipment and rails and components from them. We also install APA racking, which is a utility scale racking system that comes pre-engineered called Ready Rack. It's a great system, and we expect to use it a lot more than the Iron Ridge now, just because it's a little easier to install. So where the trenching itself is usually left to professionals because they know exactly how to run the equipment, but almost anybody can dig a hole. And I've seen lots of homeowners that want to help with the projects. They do the trenching themselves because it can be done by almost anybody who can run a piece of equipment. And it does save money because we're not paying a contractor or we're not doing the work ourselves. And it makes the most sense when they have their own excavator or their own backhoe or own piece of equipment. Of course, that makes sense to dig the trench yourself. But make sure you call UDIG, get things marked. I know homeowners sometimes know where things are from prior markings, and that's probably fine. But knowing exactly where those utilities are is extremely important. And communicating with UDIG is important to make sure they come marked the right place, because I've wasted time by having them marked a wrong location. So if you want to learn how to do this stuff yourself, become a power pioneer, and we'll give you extra information on exactly what you can do to save the most money on your solar system.